Let me break it down for you. I make around $15,000 a month from day trading. And no, it's not because I sit at the charts all day or use 15 indicators stacked on top of each other. I use a simple strategy built on clean price action and one powerful tool that does a lot of the heavy lifting for me: the MTF supply and demand indicator on TradingView. In this video, I'll give you the full strategy, step by step. You'll learn how I find trades, when I enter, how I manage risk, and exactly how this tool helps me do it with confidence. Let's get into it. The foundation of this strategy is supply and demand trading. It's all about understanding where big buyers and sellers are stepping in. These zones are where price is most likely to reverse or stall, which gives us perfect areas to enter trades with tight stop losses and high reward potential. The problem? Most people don't know how to properly draw these zones, or they draw too many and get confused. That's where the MTF supply and demand comes in. It automatically detects high-quality supply and demand zones across multiple time frames, which means you're seeing the levels that actually matter. And more importantly, you're not guessing. I keep it simple. I trade off the 5-minute and 15-minute charts. I check the 1 hour to spot the bigger trend. Then I use the MTF supply and demand indicator to mark out the zones for me. The tool shows me where the most recent demand and supply zones are, which zones are strong, meaning they've led to powerful price moves, and which zones are untested, which is where I look for potential setups. It also color codes the zones and updates dynamically, so I never have to manually redraw anything. Here's how I actually enter trades. Step 1. I identify the current trend using the 1 hour chart. If we're in an uptrend, I'm looking for demand zones to buy from. In a downtrend, I'm hunting for supply zones to short. Step 2. I drop down to the 5 or 15-minute chart. I wait for price to pull into one of the untested zones shown by the MTF supply and demand indicator. Step 3. I wait for a reaction. This is key. I don't blindly enter just because price touches a zone. I want to see a rejection candle, a market structure shift, or a strong engulfing candle. Something that tells me the buyers or sellers are stepping in. Step 4. I enter the trade with a stop loss just outside the zone. My take profit is usually 2 to 3 times the risk, or at the next opposing zone shown by the indicator. This keeps things clean, structured, and repeatable. The reason this strategy works so well is because I'm trading where the market is most likely to move, not just random points on the chart. I'm also using multi-time frame analysis to align my trades with the bigger picture, managing risk with tight stop losses and aiming for high reward trades. And most importantly, I'm not cluttering my chart or overthinking things. The MTF supply and demand tool does the zone analysis for me, so I can focus on execution. This strategy didn't make me $15,000 a month overnight. I had to build discipline, track my trades, and stay consistent. But once I dialed in the routine, spot the zones, wait for the setup, execute with a plan, the results followed. Some days I only take one trade. Some days I don't take any. But over time, this approach has proven itself over and over again. If you're trying to become consistent with day trading, stop looking for magic indicators and start mastering where the market wants to move. The MTF supply and demand indicator makes that process 10 times easier. And honestly, it's been a big part of how I trade confidently every day. Check out the link in the bio if you want to start using it for yourself. If this video gave you value, drop a like, subscribe, and share it with someone else who's ready to level up their trading. Trade smart and stay patient. See you in the next one.